Magic Warp! Yep, after I was done recording the last video, I checked down further south, and immediately after the last trainer I fought was the Snorlax. So what I decided to do was to just backtrack all the way to Lavender, do a few things in town. So now I'm going to be taking on Route 8. This one's got a fair few trainers, but past the underground passage there is Route 7, where there is absolutely nothing. Not one trainer, nothing. Well, there's a patch of grass, but it's entirely optional, officially making this the most boring area in the series history. I mean, at least Route 1 had a few forced passages through the grass, and you were forced to go through it 3 times. But here, it's just jolt out of the underground passage and straight into Celadon City. There's nothing remotely challenging there. So even though I gotta go through 2 routes in order to get to Celadon, it's not gonna take so long. Oh yeah! I'm a rambling, gambling dude, the guy they censored to hell and back in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I'm a rambling gaming dude. How about we find something that actually has some sort of decent ring? I'm a raping gaming dude? Nope, not child-friendly enough. Take out the gambling, take in some raping, and you're not gonna get some much improvement when it comes to being child-friendly. No, wait, I got it. I'm a jet flying, limousine riding, champagne drinking, wheeling dealing, kiss stealing, son of a gun! Woo! Now the hard part is winning 16 Pokemon championships with just a Growlite and a Vulpix. But hey, it's Pokemon. It's the most topsy-turvy world you can ever imagine, so maybe it's possible, especially if a gym leader can have something like a level 12 Geodude and a level 14 Onix, which means about 80% of the general populace is better than you, so what are you doing as a gym leader? Oh yeah, this guy, you need strategy to win at this. But wanna bet that he's got a team that leaves absolutely no room for strategy? Oh, so yeah, start out with a Grimer? Well, I wouldn't say that's the best lead ever, but okay, I'm just nitpicking. Now what's he got? A Mach? At this point in the game? Oh yeah, now I remember what he's got. He's got a Grimer, and then a Mach, and then another Grimer, and then after the battle he's all like, what the fuck, this isn't working! Of course, you idiot, you've got 3 poison types! And only one of them is fully evolved, and that fully evolved Pokemon simply isn't competitive enough to compete with the better one, so imagine the 2 other pre-evolved forms. You can't win with a strategy like this. Go catch some better Pokemon! And have I mentioned that Poison is a worthless type to begin with? Well, now I did. So, anyway, there's a mistake I did in the last video that I want to apologize for. I was talking about how Clear Body actually prevented status, while all it does really is prevent stat reductions. Thanks to Repto for bringing me back on track, because that really was a stupid mistake when you think about it. If Metagross really was immune to every status, it would be Uber easily, and the Regis, well, they'd be extremely fucking overused, if not Uber themselves, so what the fuck was I thinking? But anyway, one good point Repto made about this thing is that Wonder Guard should prevent status on top of what it already does. And that makes sense when you think about it, because Shedinja is supposed to be immune to everything but 5 types of attack, but instead it's immune to 5 types of attack and every possible method of indirect damage under the sun. Now that suggestion could actually be 3 things. 1, it could be immunity to damage from burn and poison, sort of like Clefable. Number 2 could be immunity to all status, including paralysis and sleep, which is something Clefable doesn't have right now. And number 3 could be immunity to every single source of indirect damage, like Clefable once again. Now I'm speaking of Clefable, but they really should also improve Magic Guard in order for Clefable to actually be worth it. Right now it's sort of a cool Pokemon, but still a bit underpowered to be able to compete in the standard environment. But what I do is that, well, you know, there was an early translation of what Magic Guard would do that actually said that Clefable would only be affected by damaging attacks. That means it was impossible to status it with something like Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp, or it can't take damage from entry hazards either. Well, it can't right now, but what I'd suggest is improving it so that only offensive attacks would work on Clefable. That means, of course, Discharge could paralyze it, for example, but Thunder Wave couldn't. Now, I know this would totally remove the Facade set from the picture, but seriously, is there anyone who uses Facade on Clefable? Sure, it's there if you want to do it, but I'd much sooner use Swallow or Ursa Ring if I want to use Facade, because, well, Clefable doesn't take damage from Burn or Poison, but the other two are so much more powerful. They've got a much better attack stat, and they also have Guts, of course. And what the hell is with that Nidorina sprite? Have you seen that? It looks like it had pig nose. You can be sure that had I caught that, it certainly would have made it on my sprite ramp. It was even uglier than some of the sprites that I have shown. And even the trainer agrees that that was the ugliest thing ever. Okay, so she was talking about evolution in general, but seriously, when the game designers don't bother, it can lead to disastrous results. Nidorina usually isn't so bad, but for that first apparition, it... Now, it's time for a little public service announcement. It's about Ranger 2, which you'll notice I haven't said anything about since I first got it. Well, I'm not gonna rant on it just yet because there's still a good third of the assist that I haven't even tried out yet, but this is just a warning to anyone who's just begun the game or who hasn't bought the game yet but intends to. Pick Pachirisu as your starter. I swear I was really lucky to have picked it. I picked it on a hunch, but I never imagined that that hunch would be so correct. I mean, Electric isn't the best assist in the game, but it's still a good one, while the other two choices you have, normal and flying, well, they're the worst in the game! I can't even nail anything with those tornadoes with the flying one, and as for normal, the extra damage really isn't much, so you're better off with the paralysis. So do yourself a favor and pick Pachirisu, if only to have something decent to use until you get your hands on Kricketot. Oh, and the normal assist is also supposed to increase the length of your capture line, but I really never needed the extra length, and on top of that you get it upgraded permanently if you do your side quest as early as possible. So I'm gonna stop for now. I'm just gonna check out what's left in the area. Is there anything in there? No. So, alright, next time.